Okay, good evening, good morning, good wherever the part of the day you are living in. We are here once again to analyze our weekly Italian song to learn, in fact, Italian with songs. Today we have a request from the list. Specifically, we are talking about Coraline by Måneskin. Now, okay, everything works. Very nice. So, let's start with a little bit of introduction concerning this song, which is a rock ballad, meaning that is not your classic 2 to 3 minute song, is a little bit longer. It's around, if I remember correctly, around 5 minutes, because the rhythm and the lyrics are longer than a average radio song. Okay, so we were saying Coraline, because like the Måneskin pronounce it differently in different part of the song, but Coraline is a rock ballad from the Måneskin 2022 album Teatro d'Ira volume 1. However, this is not a cover or adaptation of Neil Gaiman Coraline, the novel that became also the animated movie. However, the choice of this name is not casual, it's not random. It is probably a reference, a way for Måneskin to hint to a fairy tale-ish environment setting. Because in fact a ballad is a song with a protagonist, with a story, and so on. So probably the idea of Måneskin was to hint at Coraline world, which is like a fairy tale, but a gothic horror fairy tale. And we'll see this when we'll see the lyrics in a moment. So, who is Coraline or Coraline? We will see that Måneskin pronounce it as Coraline or Coraline, while the character of the movie is Coraline. So, different pronunciation, I understand, it confuses me as well. So, this character is supposed to reflect someone who cannot be saved because they are deeply affected by their pain or generally internal struggle. Now, Coraline in the song, in the story told by the song, by the ballad, is a character of fantasy. Is a fantasy character, is not a real person. However, there's a theory concerning the fact that this character might be inspired by Damiano ex-girlfriend Giorgia Soleri. Damiano David is the singer of Måneskin. So I found this theory in an article. I linked the article in the description of the video, and I'm going to translate a quote from this article theorizing the fact that the character of the ballad is inspired by Damiano's ex-girlfriend Giorgia Soleri. So, close-knit and undoubtedly supportive of each other's battles, Damiano and Giorgia have immediately shown great complicity. Coraline also fits into this picture. The story of a girl struggling with serious existential problems, suspended between an unstoppable tendency to self-destruction and a knight who won't let her save her. The song becomes a metaphor for the relationship between Damiano and Giorgia Soleri, who coincidentally has the name Coraline, as a support of the theory, tattooed or Coraline, since like in this case we are talking about the novel character and the movie character, tattooed on her arm, of his desire to help her and fight alongside her, a way to wish her to always succeed. Among the many interpretations given to the text of Coraline, many have framed the lyrics of the song as a hymn to fight against anorexia and eating disorders. We'll see specific references in the lyrics. However, there could be more. Giorgio Soleri, in fact, is an ambassador and promoter of the movement to raise awareness of female disorders such as endometriosis and vulvodynia, pathologies that she suffers from in first person, and about which, unfortunately, there is still a lot of misinformation. On the other hand, Damiano has always supported his girlfriend in her battle, ex-girlfriend, because the article was written before their breakup, on issues related to women's health. So much so that he accompanied her on several occasions to events and information panels. It seems likely, therefore, that the unheard pain that the song speaks of is precisely that of Georgia and all other women who, despite suffering from serious pathologies, have never been taken seriously. Of course, probably more generally speaking, the song refers to all the invisible illnesses, because there is an underlying theme about not being heard, people not believing the protagonist of the song. However, that said, we can start analyzing the lyrics. And we start with an intro. Sorry, I still have a bit of throat ache. Anyway. Dimmi le tue verità. Tell me your truths. Coraline, Coraline, dimmi le tue verità. Coraline, Coraline, tell me your truths. This phrase, this sentence, this line is repeated 3 times, and the intro closes with the repetition of Coraline, Coraline, which is not Coraline, by the way, so this was probably a way for Måneskin to make clear that the Coraline or Coraline of the song is not the same of the novel and the movie. Then we have the first verse. Coraline, bella come il sole. Coraline, beautiful as the sun. Guerriera dal cuore zelante. Warrior with a zealous heart. Capelli come rose rosse. Hair like red roses. Preziosi quei fili di rame. Amore, portali da me. Precious those copper wires, love, bring them to me. Se senti campane cantare, if you hear bells singing, don't worry, even in Italian, usually bells don't sing. Usually in English, bells ring. In Italian, le campane suonano. They sound, they play. In this case, they sing. Vedrai Coraline che piange. You'll see Coraline crying. Che prende il dolore degli altri. Coraline who takes the pain of others. E poi lo porta dentro lei. And then carries it inside her. You can say dentro lei, but more often you say dentro di lei when you're talking about someone within a person. Then we have what I would call the bridge, but it's basically, I found actually, because I'm not an expert in music, I'm very lyrics and meaning focused. So we have basically the repetition of the intro. Coraline, Coraline, dimmi le tue verità, repeated 3 times. Coraline, Coraline, tell me your truths, your truths. Coraline, Coraline. Then we have the second verse. Però lei sa la verità, but she knows the truth. Non è per tutti andare avanti. It's not for everyone. In this case, in Italian, andare avanti can mean to move on or to keep moving. Both the meaning make sense in the construction of the song, in the tale. Con il cuore che è diviso in 2 metà. With the heart that's split in 2 halves. È freddo già. It's cold already. In Italian, actually, we don't say è freddo. It is more dialectal. You can say it, people are going to understand you without issues, I guess. But normally we say fa freddo, which is curious because in English, cold is something that there is. It's cold. In Italian, the cold is something that makes itself. So in or does itself. So in Italian usually we say fa freddo. È una bambina però sente. She's a child but she feels. Sentire, I said it several times, but repetita iuvant. Sentire has several meanings. In Italian can mean to feel, like in this case. In this case it means she's a child but she feels. It can be to hear. It can mean to smell. So it is quite nuanced and it changes meaning according to the context. Come un peso e prima o poi si spezzerà. Like a weight and sooner or later it will break. E la gente dirà non vale niente. And people will say she's worth nothing. Non riesce neanche a uscire da una misera porta. She can even get out of a miserable door. Ma un giorno, una volta, lei ci riuscirà. But one day, one time, here like I repeated myself, but one day, one time, she will succeed. I'm going to drink because I need to hydrate myself. Then we have the third verse and also a change in the music. If you listen to this ballad, you'll see that between the second verse and the third verse, there is like a change of rhythm, of music, of everything. It's a change of tone, if you will. Ho detto a Coraline che può crescere. I told Coraline she can grow up. Prendere le sue cose e poi partire. Take her things and then leave. Ma sente un mostro che la tiene in gabbia. But she feels a monster that keeps her in cage. Che le ricopre la strada di mine. That covers her road with mines. Now, this monster the song is talking about, as we said in the introduction, can be several things. It is made on purpose. It really plays on the sensitivity of the person, of the listener. It can be a trauma, it can be a mental disorder, it can be a eating disorder, it can be many things. But the whole concept is to hint at all those invisible issues that make people feel like they are in a cage, but not only that, it's also all those issues that covers people road with mines, as in makes everything difficult. So like it's a metaphorical road. Ho detto a Coraline che può crescere. I told Coraline she can grow up. And here there is a connection between the previous part of the first part of the verse. Prendere le sue cose e poi partire. Take her things and then leave. Ma Coraline non vuole mangiare, no. But Coraline doesn't want to eat, no. Sì, Coraline vorrebbe sparire. Yes, Coraline would like to disappear. Now, here the easiest answer, as we said in the introduction, is a reference to eating disorders. Because if we take it literally, the difficult relationship with eating, it's often related with eating disorders. But as said, it can be several things actually. Mainly if we think about the theory of the ex-girlfriend of Damiano inspiring this character. There are in fact certain health issues such as the endometriosis, vulvodynia, other health issues concerning the abdomen that can make it difficult to eat. I, for example, suffer, I am in cure for endometriosis and other health issues, and sometimes the pain and the inflammation status you have in the zone of your belly, we can say, affect also your digestive system. So it can also become very difficult to eat, and it's also an issue because it can create difficulties in the diagnosis, because it's easy to mistake it for an eating disorder, for example. Then we have the refrain, e Coraline piange and Coraline cries. Coraline ha l'ansia. Coraline has anxiety. Here it's like clearly mentioned, so nothing to say. Coraline vuole il mare, ma ha paura dell'acqua. Coraline wants the sea, but she's afraid of the water. E forse il mare è dentro di lei, and maybe the sea is inside her. Now, I don't have, as we like to say in Italian, la verità in tasca, the truth in my pockets. As in, I don't live in Måneskin hand, so I don't know exactly what they meant with that. And there is a reason why several lines of this song are so blurry and general, because they can refer several things, and it is made for the listeners, basically. However, here we could try to twist the lines in another way, saying Coraline vuole l'amore ma ha paura delle relazioni e forse l'amore è dentro di lei. Coraline wants love, but she's afraid of relationships, connections, and maybe love is inside her. In my opinion, the idea behind these lines is this one. It's kind of the easiest way to read them, but of course it can be many other things, it can take many other meanings. E ogni parola è un'ascia, and every word is an axe, un taglio sulla schiena, a cut on the back, come una zattera che naviga in un fiume in piena, like a raft sailing in a river in flood. E forse il fiume è dentro di lei, repeated 2 times, and maybe the river is inside her. As I said, there are you can say dentro lei, as Måneskin do in the first part of the song, but you can also say, which is more common, dentro di lei. Of course, always remember that Italian is heavily influenced by regional variations. So, of course, this is one of the variables you can encounter when speaking Italian, because languages are not made for books, but to be spoken. So then we have verse the part before was the refrain. Now we have the fourth verse. Sarò il fuoco ed il freddo, I'll be the fire and the cold, riparo d'inverno, shelter in winter. Sarò ciò che respiri, I'll be what you breathe. Capirò cosa hai dentro, I'll understand what's inside you. E sarò l'acqua da bere, and I'll be the water to drink. Il significato del bene, the meaning of good. Sarò anche un soldato, I'll be a soldier, o la luce di sera, or the light in the evening. E in cambio non chiedo niente, and in return I ask for nothing. Soltanto un sorriso, just a smile. Ogni tua piccola lacrima, each of your little tears. Here we have a difference in the construction between Italian and English, because in English the construction wants the plural, while in Italian is ogni tua piccola lacrima. It would be every of yours little tear. But of course, in English you need to say each of your little tears. E oceano sopra il mio viso, is ocean on my face. E in cambio non chiedo niente, and in return I ask for nothing. Solo un po' di tempo, just a little time. Sarò vessillo, scudo, I'll be banner, shield, o la tua spada d'argento, e or your silver sword, and then we have the refrain again. E Coraline piange, and Coraline cries. Coraline ha l'ansia, Coraline has anxiety. Coraline vuole il mare, ma ha paura dell'acqua. Coraline wants the sea, but she's afraid of the water. E forse il mare è dentro di lei. And maybe the sea is inside her. E ogni parola è un'ascia. And every word is an axe. Un taglio sulla schiena. A cut on the back. Come una zattera che naviga in un fiume in piena. Like a raft sailing in a river in flood. E forse il fiume è dentro di lei. Di lei, once again, repeated 2 times. And maybe the river is inside her. Then we have the outro, and once again the tone of the song changes back to the intro. Not only the intro, but the whole first part with the intro, verse 1, bridge and verse 2. E dimmi le tue verità, and tell me your truths. Coraline, Coraline, dimmi le tue verità. Repeat it 3 times. Coraline, Coraline, tell me your truths. Coraline, Coraline. Coraline bella come il sole, just like in the first part of the song, of the ballad, ha perso il frutto del suo ventre. She lost the fruit of her womb. Now, here is a clear reference to termination of pregnancy. However, it's ambiguous. We don't know if it's an abortion or a miscarriage. Non ha conosciuto l'amore. She's never known love. Ma un padre che di padre ha niente. But a father who has nothing of a father. Curious that here Måneskin decided to use the construction without the double negation, because normally it would be ma un padre che di padre non ha niente. Here they maintain the English construction where there is like only one negative. Makes sense. Choice of style. Le han detto in città c'è un castello. They told her in the city there is a castle. Con mura talmente potenti, with walls so powerful. Fun fact, as I explained in one of the shorts, there is a difference between muro and muri and mura. So we have the singular, which is il muro, masculine, and the plural is I muri, the walls, as in the ones of the house. But then we also have le mura, feminine, and this second plural, changing the gender of the word, also changes its meaning. In fact, le mura are the walls, but in a specific way hinting to protection, implying protection. So, for example, we have le mura di un castello, the castle walls, le mura della città, the city walls, le mura domestiche, the ensemble, the all together of the walls of the house. So, not a coincidence here, if you ask me. Che se ci vai a vivere dentro, that if you go and live inside, non potrà colpirti più niente. Nothing can hit you anymore. In Italian, we use the future. It literally would be nothing will be able to hit you anymore. This last line is repeated 2 times. And for example, in this case, we have the famous double negation that in Italian, unlike in English, stays a negation. So, non potrà colpirti più niente. So, that was pretty much everything about this song. I don't know what else I could add, to be fair. I kind of had, like, everything I had to say, I said it. Of course, if you have any questions about or like opinion, feedback, whatever, about the song, about other songs you'd like to me to analyze, I still have some in the list. Don't worry, I have my list goes until the end of the year, so I have a long list of songs. But yeah, if you'd like to express your opinion, to ask any questions, to request more songs to analyze, to add to the list, let me know in the comments, and let's see next week with another song. That said, thank you for watching and arrivederci.